So I waited a couple days to make this video. I wanted to give myself some time to really kind of think about my points and kind of talk about, kind of construct the way that I wanted to go about doing this. But ultimately, I think I come to a consensus, and I wanted to just kind of vent and explain. So today, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the issue with the start of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero Special Collaboration campaign. So as we all know, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 released into the game. And I'm not going to go into their kits because, one, I think it's a little past time to talk about their kits. Everyone already knows that they can both be pretty good. They're both got very unique kits. I love Gamma. I was able to pull Gamma 1 in my summons off camera. I was able to pull Gamma 2. And, yeah, I mean, they're very fun. He's a very fun unit, and I'm enjoying my time with him. But there's a big problem. There's a big problem with this campaign in particular, as opposed to some past collab ones that have happened in the past with like Android 21 and Kakarot Goku and stuff like that. So let's just kind of jump into it. So as we all know, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, both in the game, both are very good units. The first big problem that I had with these guys was the initial release, right? So we were told in reveals and stuff, the last reveals and stuff, that Gamma 1 was going to be available in missions, which is fine. This has happened in the past, and we assumed as much that it was going to be in the past. We did not expect, however, to only be able to get a 0-star version of Gamma 1. We are getting just enough Z power here to be able to get him at 0 stars. That spells a little bit of an issue for me personally, because you're not really going to be able to run this guy on PvP. You're not going to be able to really use him much in PvE content, depending on what you run him on. And then because he was on the missions and nothing was said about Gamma 2, we went with the assumption that Gamma 2 was going to be summonable. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds fine with me. Get one, not the other. What we expected, though, I think of the community in general was that, if anything, it was going to be like a banner closer to the anniversary or maybe later in the anniversary. This didn't happen because it ended up becoming a double banner with Gamma 1 on the banner. Now, the banner itself, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It doesn't show you here. It doesn't show you here what's going on with this. What's going on with what the banner was doing. This banner is going to convert to a new format starting tonight, going into tomorrow. But what it was that it was double rates, and it was double Z power. Sounds great, right? The problem with that being, though, is that we literally just got... Let me pop this up here. We just got, like 2 weeks prior, we just got this banner. Now, I posted the summoning video. You guys saw how terrible that summoning video went. What I didn't show you guys was how bad this banner was for me after the fact. Because I grinded up CC. I actually delved a little bit of money into it because I was like, okay, I want to get this because they're the last units I need to complete my collection. Boom, done. Cost me about 40,000 CC to get to them or whatever. I had to go to pity, which is the first time I've ever had to go to pity. So for me, I would have liked to have been able to use all that stuff I grinded up to go towards Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. But we were under the assumption that we would get more than just one copy, not even a third of a full copy, a summonable copy of Gamma 1. So what I didn't understand was that why weren't Gamma 1 and if they were going to be summonable, which is perfectly fine if you want to make it summonable. The biggest issue with step-up banners right now is that everyone is of the same mindset that these LF banners should have 1% sparking units on them. Because LFs are very hard to pull, enough as it is. EXs, which we have a tag EX in Trunks and Gohan. EXs are harder to pull than LFs. So this banner was a terrible banner in the sense that like we had to pull for 2 extremely hard to pull units. And it doesn't help that we had 6 other LFs that you could pull at a 0.25% rate. You had this EX at a 0.27 rate, and every single sparking unit under the sun at 0.25. And then you look at, and then same with the EXs. The EXs are 0.27, just like the featured EX. So would it have been so bad to have Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 on this banner as 1% units? I don't think so. I think it would have been thematic because you would be summoning for androids, and that would be the main focal point of the banner. Android mains would have been able to celebrate because they would get 3 really good units to be able to run around with in PvP. And like it would skyrocket the value of this banner. Everyone would summon on this banner. If Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 were on this banner, we could have got top grossing if that were the case. Right? Because while 17 and 18 they're not, maybe it may not be as hype as what might be coming in the anniversary. They're still a very strong, very good unit. Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are very decent, very good units as well. I mean, LF Gohan is still relevant after about a year and a half since he released? Just about. And the tag EX Gohan and Trunks are also really good. So I don't know. It's kind of a rubbing salt in the wound to your consumer base, to your player base, that you had this, and then you dropped that banner. Now, I mean, obviously the smart thing would be don't summon on this banner because we've had other collab banners before in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And we've had other collaborative events with fighters in Kakarot, and we know that these units end up coming back, especially the Broly units. When those Broly units came out, there was one of those units. I think it was the Broly. The Broly came out first, and then not long after that, the Gogeta, the transforming Gogeta, came out as a part 2 of the collab summon. And Broly was on there with him. So you would think the smart thing would be, again, hopefully everybody didn't go crazy on, the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 banner. Hopefully. You would hope, right? Where is it? There it is. Because, it's not, there's no value in it. There really isn't. And hopefully, and more than likely, these guys are going to come back in the Part 2 collab banner, which would probably end up coming around sometime after the anniversary. But that kind of remains to be seen. So, because basically this banner is going to be reverting to a standard banner starting tomorrow, starting on the 11th. And it's going to go until 7/20. So now this leaves me to speculate. You'll get your dailies, which is good. So if you haven't pulled one or the other, do your dailies to hopefully pull one of these units. But now it's kind of the mindset where, or at least to me anyway, where we may not even get another collab banner. We may not get another banner from the movie because this is going until almost the end of July, which would be right around the time where that may be around the time where the anniversary is ramping down. If there's no part 3 to the anniversary, then we're probably not getting another collaboration summon banner, which means no new movie units, which would be kind of a shame because, it's also been announced that Superhero is going to be released worldwide in August. Not sure when in August, but sometime in August. So that's the big problem. That's the first big problem. The second problem, which ties into the fact that you only get 100 of this, is that we got a World Challenge raid. which this is not the bigger issue. This is not the bigger issue. In my eyes, anyway. It's not the big issue. It's not the big issue for me. But my issue because I mean, obviously they're the best units here. Trust me, these are those units. This is Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. And they are the battle bonus characters, which is fine, I guess, because you can still do this event without that character. But you also have the Battle Gauntlet. Now, the Battle Gauntlet is not necessarily the most intensive piece of content in this game. Like, it's really not all that difficult. However, the biggest battle bonus is given to Gamma 1, right? 150% extra to health, 200% to base strike attack, 200 to base defense, and then you got 50% to your defenses. Those are really good buffs. And especially on... and this is the... Battle Gauntlet is one of those formats where you don't necessarily need the battle bonus characters, but it makes the whole process easier if you do. Like, I don't have Gamma 1 yet, so... I had to do it with the green movie Gogeta, the green Broly, and the green Bojack Trunks, which is fine. I was able to complete it, but the problem is, from a free-to-play aspect, from a player-based aspect, the problem is that you have to wait 14 days. The earliest that you could get this guy is 14 days after this banner dropped, which dropped on the 27th, and this goes until here. So what are we on now? The 10th? So it's been 2 weeks since this. Guess what ends? Guess what ends? This ends tonight. Wait, does it end tonight? Did they extend it? No. This does end tonight. That's wrong. In-game... Or it's double... Okay, no, I'm looking at this wrong. That's my bad. Yes, this ends tonight. This goes away at 2 a.m. on the 11th. So you're telling me that people have to go... So you're telling me that for those people... There are people that do not play this game mode unless they have the battle bonus characters. And I don't blame players for like skipping out on some content like this. Because honestly, Zenkai Android 13, not all that great. But you're telling me that the earliest that we can get this guy, who is the best battle bonus character for the Battle Gauntlet, we can only get him after the Battle Gauntlet goes away. Now, ideally, and we'll have a breakdown for this. We'll have a breakdown for this tomorrow. But ideally, there is going to be what is it? Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 assist. They're getting a Zenkai this week. And we'll go over breakdowns and stuff like that when they release, when the info drops. But what I would like to see is that Gamma 1 is also a battle bonus character in that. Because at the very least, you skip it, you miss out on Battle Gauntlet here. And you would hope that you'd be able to at least use him in the next one. But either way, it's poorly formatted. This is my biggest gripe with this whole thing, is that these should have been on the Android 17 and 18 banner. There should have been at least an option to get a free copy of Gamma 1 and 2. There's no reason to make one available and not the other. And then the other aspect is, in my personal opinion, you guys can let me know down in the comments if you guys agree or not, but there is no reason, in my opinion, that these should have been on a banner. They should have been completely free to play. Not fully. Like, they should have done what they did with, like, Ginyu Force. They should have done what they did with the Super Warriors, but they should have made them so you could get, like, maybe 300 Z power or 400 Z power. Get them 3 stars for free. Would have been awesome if they did that. Imagine you drop 2 new units from the brand new movie that hasn't even released yet, and you get them for free, and you get to play around with them at 3 stars, where they can actually do something decent in PvP. But the biggest problem for me is that they made them summonable. What and I don't know if I don't know who I can point my fingers at here. I don't know if I should point them at Toshi and the devs. I don't know if I should point them to Toei or Shueisha. Like, I don't know who I need to point to whoever made this decision. But who in their right mind thought it was a good idea and thought that it would be profitable to put 2 characters on a summonable banner and have people spend their hard-earned money on characters that they know nothing about, they have no affiliation towards, and for a movie that hasn't even released yet? Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like, please tell me I'm not the only sane person here that thinks that, you know, like, this is just ridiculous. Luckily for me, I only put 2,000 Chrono Crystals on the banner. I was able to pull 1 copy of Gamma 2, and I'm perfectly okay with having a 0-star Gamma 1 until they decide to come back, or if I just pull them in general over time. But this whole collaboration was just, I think it was very poorly optimized. It was very, very poorly formatted. And I think the Legends dev team could do a bit better with a part 2, if there even is a part 2. We'll see if there's a part 2. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on the superhero collaboration summon. Again, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, it's really cool that they're in the game. They're both really good units. I just think that they could have been handled better. And I personally think that we probably should have got both of them at 3 stars for free. What would have been the best thing for them to do would be give them out for 3 stars to all players. And then if people wanted to pull for dupes, then you have a banner there to do so. But getting a free copy of Gamma 1 at 0 stars and then not even having Gamma 2 available, like, I don't know. It's so poorly optimized. I don't know. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I ranted enough. I said my piece. Let me know what you guys thought about this. I'm curious to see what you guys think. If this was even worthwhile for them to do. If you think that there was something more that could have been done. Like, just let me know down in the comments. But like and subscribe for more Legends content. And we will be back on a future video to discuss Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, Zenkai, and whatever comes this week. So thank you guys again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.